Hello, I'm Jan Susana Philip presenting my thesis topic Oceanarium at Kochi. Oceanariums are basically large-scale aquariums that present an ocean habitat. My aim is to study and design an oceanarium as a recreational park and thus create public awareness about the same in the Indian context. There are several projects across the world but none in India. The proposed building is to be built in Kochi, Kerala. Kochi is a popular city and have many tourist spots which are famous among the local and foreign tourists. Kochi being developed city has good transportation connectivity. The people have open minds about new projects. Several surveys were conducted regarding this idea and the construction of it. It was conducted among local and foreign tourists. A survey showed that the local people were in favor of having such a structure in their locality, and the foreigners were willing to visit such a structure in Kochi. For my first literature case study, I have chosen Monterey Bay Aquarium in Monterey Bay, California. The concept was to celebrate their industrialist neighborhood history by supporting its context. They have maintained a rustic minimal theme throughout the building. The people's journeys start at the ground floor with several exhibits like tentacles, and from there via stairs they reach the first floor, which has interactive exhibits like touch pools. The service areas are on the basement and second floor and are concentrated to the west, which has the minimum view. They have kept an open plan which can often be confusing for the visitors. The basic geometric shape allows for future expansion, but many negative spaces are formed due to angled walls. They have effectively utilized the sea for maximum view and for water source. Several spaces are lit up by sunlight, which lessens the load on artificial lighting. For my next case study, I have chosen Antalya Aquarium in Turkey. There are two main entrances for the aquarium, which is also used as the service entrance. The structure sits on a sloped site and is designed accordingly. Their concept was to turn upside down the relationship between the ground and the sea, and for the building to fade into the mountainous horizon. Their journey starts on the first floor, which is reached via a ramp. The first floor has a snow world and 5 exhibits. After that, they reach the ground floor via steps, which has 2 exhibits, the aquarium tunnel and the exit hall. The front portion has food kiosk, an amphitheater and other recreational facilities for the visitors to relax. The front portion has a characteristic slanted column feature. Adequate parking spaces are given for the aquarium. More activities could have been introduced which would effectively utilize the rest of the site. The structure is quite geometric and does not bring justice to their concept. For my light case study, I have chosen Dubai Aquarium and VGP Marine Kingdom. The Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo is located inside the Dubai Mall on the ground and first floor. They have no separate entrance or parking. The ticket counter in the ground floor is in an open area where the visitors and the general crowd gets mixed up. On the ground floor, there is a 48-meter long underwater tunnel. From there, visitors have to travel via the general escalator to reach the first floor for the next part of the aquarium. This can be quite a hassle. The first floor has a few exhibits like the Amazon rainforest, the crocodile exhibit, UAE night creatures, etc. The area is fixed and there is no scope for expansion of the aquarium. If there is a leakage in one of the tanks, the whole mall has to be shut down. Corridors are quite narrow and cannot handle large crowds. The walls, doors and columns are effectively treated to resemble to rocks and trees, which adds to the overall ambience of the place. The VGP Marine Kingdom in Chennai is one of the few major aquariums in India. The structure is designed according to the LEED sustainability principles. They have used tensile structure for roofing, which allows natural light to enter into the building. The journey starts at the ground floor, which is mainly lit up by natural means. From there, via stairs, people move to the basement, which has 4 exhibits. Then they are directed back to the entrance via escalators. Due to the presence of sunlight, algae formation is quite high in some exhibits. The corridor areas are provided large enough to handle large crowds. The pipes and vents are hidden poorly from the public. There are many spaces which are left vacant and open. Coming to the site, the proposed site is in Willingdon Island, Kochi, Kerala. It was the commercial center and was very popular during the British rule. The site is located in a popular tourist area, so there is good transportation connectivity. It is a triangular site of about 60 acres. The two sites are surrounded by Vembanad Lake. The site is mainly approached by two bridges on the southwest and northeast side. Although there is proper roads leading to the site, there is no proper access into the site. There are 3 dirt paths that lead into the site. The site is flat and have some trees but is mainly covered with tall grass. The vegetation is concentrated more towards the west of the site, mainly because the eastern side is more accessed by people. Vembanad Lake being so close to the sea gives sea water which can be used in the oceanarium. Proximity to it opens up opportunities for water sport activities. Vegetation being less at the eastern side provides space for constructing oceanarium without cutting trees. Being close to the edge allows the building to draw water from it. The southern portion offers a good view into the site from the bridge. The western portion, having more trees, can be utilized as a public park with the longer edge open to the public. There are 3 components in this oceanarium: the past, the present and the future. The past is depicted through a museum, the present has the exhibits, and the journey ends with a glimpse of a possible future if the marine pollution continues. The building aims to reflect the smoothness and the flowing nature of the ocean currents. The exhibits have to flow into one another, creating a story. The building is to be set up in a fluidic manner that represents the undulating forms of the waves. There was a need for large open spaces for the exhibits, hence circular and such shapes were preferred. Taking into account of all the factors, the proposed building shall be near to the center of the site but close to the lake. As per the coastal road regulation, 50 meters have to be offset from each edge. The main gate is given at one of the existing paths. The road leads to the drop-off point and entrance of the oceanarium. The parking is given on either side of the main road. The entrance portion has a pond which gives an illusion that the building is floating on water. The service entrance is given at another existing path. The southern edge is dedicated to the recreational activities with water sports center, outdoor mangrove exhibit, fishing ground, etc. Boat jetty is given here for the Janga service. The western portion is utilized as a public park with small activities like paintball, maze, etc. Coming to the design, the journey varies with the ticket they choose. They start at the ground floor, move to the first floor, and then finish their journey in the ground floor itself. From the lobby, the guests start their tour at the prehistoric museum. The museum is continued to the first floor, which has 5 normal exhibits and 1 VIP exhibit. From here, the VIP ticket people can go to the second floor for their extra activities. The guests then move to the ground floor where there are 10 main exhibits and an underwater tunnel. The ground floor concentrates more on the species in different seas and freshwater. The journey ends at the future exhibit and then at the gift shop. The service area is concentrated to the east. Adequate service area is provided behind each exhibit. The second floor activities is reached from the first floor via stairs. There is a demonstration lab and several other activities like scuba diving, shark encounter, glass boat ride, etc. in the main tanks. The Water Sport Adventure Center is located separately from the main building near to the lake. It offers several outdoor activities like speedboating, water skiing, kayaking, etc. It has a lobby and changing rooms for the guests. Coming to the exhibits, the first one is the Marine Prehistoric Museum, which features fossils and skeletal remains of ancient marine creatures. This represents the past component of the oceanarium. The present component is represented by various exhibits.
The next exhibit is the Giants of the Sea, which has life-size models of large marine species like whales, dolphins, etc., rather than capturing them. The exhibits start with the Pacific plunge and across the Atlantic, showcasing their own species. Next is the Into the Indian Ocean and the polar ice caps, which exhibit species found in those regions. The Jellyfish Maze Runner is for the VIP ticket people. It is a mirror maze with a twist. Then the guests move to the ground floor for the first exhibit is the Eastern Escapes that features underwater sceneries from 3 different types of seas. Then comes the Western Views, which features 2 types of seas in the Western Hemisphere. The Gardens of the Sea exhibits the wide variety of flora found in the ocean. Then comes the About the Amazon exhibit, which is a freshwater exhibit. The Nammada Sondam species features species found in Kerala only. The aviary is limited to the VIP ticket holders where the visitors can interact with the birds. From there, the guests can visit the outdoor mangrove exhibit, which has mangrove trees and species found there. The underwater tunnel is a highlight of every oceanarium. There are 2 tunnels here, one at the first floor which offers a 270-degree view and the other at the ground floor which offers a 360-degree view. The journey ends with the future exhibit that shows the possible outcomes of each type of marine pollution and their solutions. A small souvenir shop is also given at the very end for visitors. There are several refreshment zones in the journey where the guests can sit and relax for some time. To obtain the required shape, space frames were used, GFRC panels were used for the exterior. Water is pumped from the sea and then passed through several filters before being used in the exhibit. The water is stored in overhead tanks at the rooftop and then via pipes are distributed to different exhibits by gravity. The pipes and vents are usually hidden with using false ceiling. Columns here are placed radially. For my special topic, I have chosen an acrylic underwater tunnel. They are important part of an oceanarium and are made up of acrylic glass. The thickness varies with the depth. They are made in segments and then joined together using marine sealants. The oceanarium offers 2 exhibits, one at the first floor and the other at the ground floor. The ground floor has 2 themes, the lost city of Dwaraka and the Wrecker's Cove. This is a cross-section showing the ground floor tunnel and this is that of the first floor. The service vents and pipes are given at the bottom on the flooring. The ground floor leads to a glass house that offers 360-degree view. Thank you.